on board. Darius, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. This will be your meal for later on.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm going to get you a card here, too, for the Woods at Terrace. I want to make sure, I got to ask you a question because I can't give you this without making sure you answer a tough question. Who's the top assistant football coach at Dudley? Who's your top assistant football coach?
My top assistant coach would be Coach Norris Best.
Mr. Best. There you go, to Norris Best. There you go. Good enough. That's the best thing to do. I think that might be a good idea.
I had to think about that for a little bit.
The other players got to answer these too, so keep them in mind as well. But that's a good one right there. Now, number 28. I didn't have to look at your number. I knew that number by heart. And people thought of you in the past. Darius Graves, is he a return man or is he a running back? This year, we come over running back. Man, in the past, we said, gosh, this guy was the return man. Talk about the difference in those two roles.
Well, the difference between the two roles in returning the ball and passing. With returning the ball, it's more, I have to find the holes, and I have to do, it's more on my part finding where I need to go in the return game. And in the passing game, just let the quarterback do what he does best.
And things have gone good this year for you. You guys kind of slowly but surely coming into full season form, right? Hitting the regular season form in a good way.
Yes, sir.
Hadn't come across quick. You guys are taking care of some adjustments early in the year, getting some new guys in some new spots, but it's coming together well for you now.
Yes, sir.
And what do you expect out of the big game tomorrow night over at Grimsley? What do you expect from Grimsley? Because Grimsley just got thumped by Page, and you guys just came up with a big win yourself last week against Southern Alabama, I think it was. What about the Grimsley game? What do you expect out of Grimsley?
It's just same old what we do in practice. Just coming in, working hard. We're not going to take Grimsley lightly now, but we're just going to come in and play Dudley football like we've been playing for the last couple of weeks. Our motto, Coach Davis, never let us take teams lightly. So we just come in, work hard, play, and we get out there and take care of business.
How has this season felt for you? I know last year you hit an injury late in the year, and that kind of subtracted you, I guess, from the championship run. And for a while we were kind of worried what's they're going to do about the returns. They were to compensate. I think Watlington came in the backfield a little bit more there for you, and Connell Young kept his game going. But what has it been like for you this year, coming after that injury last year?
It's been like I have the chip on my shoulder.
That's good.
I felt like that I had to come in and work very hard. I hit the weight room hard this spring, and I was just thinking that I missed out on the state championship and the playoff run with my family, and so I just had to come in working hard, and I've been chasing it. I never go through a day without thinking about not that day I didn't play in the state championship. That's what makes me more hungry every time I come.
It makes me stop and think too, because man, you miss a game like that, you're looking to make up for lost time because you didn't get that opportunity you were expecting to have.
Yes, sir.
Man, interesting points. Again, Darius Graves with us, Dudley Panthers, big game against Grimsley tomorrow night. Are you feeling good about the way the season has gone as a whole this year? Has it been fulfilling for you so far?
Yes, sir, it has.
I think the number is about 800 and maybe 821, 861 rushing yards this year, about 13 touchdowns total.
Yes, sir.
And those numbers are starting to build a little bit. And I think that's a good thing probably about your team, too. The team's starting to kind of pick up that steam as you hit the stretch run now.
So gradually getting healthier every week, and we're gradually building.
How about the offensive line? Because I haven't looked into it myself or researched that, but people keep telling me you've had some injuries up front that maybe affect you a little bit early.
This week we getting our guy Big Show named Isaiah Little. He's coming back this week, and he's a big impact for our line. And the sky's the limit with our line.
If he came in here, Isaiah Little, and saw those wings, which you could have some of those yourself too, feel free to grab one later, or even now if you like, check it out. But if Isaiah Little was here, that would just look like a small consumption to him. That guy's like, I think he's about 6'5" and weighs about 365 pounds.
Yes, sir.
He's got to be the biggest lineman, I think, in the area.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Where does he line up at? Just ask out of curiosity. Is he right tackle, right guard, left tackle, left guard?
I see him right now. Well, when I have the ball, he's at right tackle. He's everywhere.
All you got to do, I guess, is have him push inside, go off that right shoulder of his.
Yes, sir.
He should have about 5 or 6 yards just like that. He's only a junior, too, isn't he?
Only a junior.
Man, I would be after that guy. I'm sure people are. Look at that guy. That guy's huge.
Yeah.
Let's get a few questions for Darius here and kind of let him keep rolling, get some Dudley Panthers in to go with tonight. Yeah, look over overall. What best word describes you as a football player?
Humble.
Humble? That's good. I wrote down for myself or for whoever, just an idea. I wanted to look at ready. Always ready. Got to be ready.
Yes, sir.
What would best describe your season up to this point?
Steady. A steady, good season.
That's what I wrote. Steady season. Where did you get your football skills? Where did they come from, you think?
Football skills came from my father.
Former player?
Yes, former player at Greensboro College, played at Western Guilford.
Wow. Didn't you really?
Yes, sir.
Man, interesting. Take us back a little bit on that. We don't know him. I think I've seen him a few times around the site, but take us back to his days.
Yeah, my dad was wide receiver at Western Guilford. He came up on the injury his junior year. He played his senior year. Then he took his talents to Greensboro College University.
Wow, so your dad's fairly young because Greensboro College has had football for a long, long time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Western Guilford wide receiver. What's your dad's first name?
Sean Graves.
Sean Graves. Got to look him up a little bit. That's all right. That's all right. I was going to ask you if his name was Smokey Graves. That was the guy with Southeast Guilford running back way long time ago.
Yes, sir.
You may have heard of him too. So
Yeah.
They ask you about that occasionally, probably. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Some more questions for Darius Graves. What do you look to do this Friday night? What's your goal going in that game?
Run the ball very hard for my team. Same goal every week, just to run the ball very hard, and get my team 100% of me.
Do they come to you early in the game, give you the ball early, try to establish a running game?
Yes, sir. Just like last week when we played Soul Island Miss, and had to hit the ball very hard on the play, and open up the game, and we just took it from there.
You probably need to get a few touches too to get warmed up, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a 2 or 3 yard run to kind of gradually get warmed up and get that ball moving. That's good for you too.
Yes, sir.
Again, Darius Graves with us. Any key players on Grimsby you're going to be aware of for tomorrow night?
I'd say the quarterback, Malik Stimson. He's a pretty good target for us. And other than that, the wide receiver, Bruce.
Yeah, I wrote Bruce's name down. Bruce Davis. Yeah. I call him the playmaker. I don't know what he did last week. Didn't see his name show up a lot last week on his page, but he is a playmaker.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he can make some plays.
I watched film on him before, and him and Malik, they're a good combination.
Is Malik back now? For a long time, he was gone.
Yeah, he would be playing this week. I'm hearing.
I wish I knew what happened to him. It's been like, because he was in the beginning of the season. He was with us on this show the first week of the year. I think then Malik Stimson just disappeared. Yeah. Then they moved the Simpson kid up from the JV team, and the freshman took over. I just wonder what happened with Stimson. I guess the injury kept him out, but he is now back.
He's now back.
That makes him a different team. He does a lot of different things and does them well. Who was your first football coach from back in the day?
My first football coach was Coach Coach Steve Egger. He used to coach me at Guilford College.
So you were in that Guilford College community for a while too, then?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Was that back in the Steelers?
Yes, sir.
Back College Steelers. Good teams back in those days. What's been the most successful team you played for? Dudley program.
Yes, sir.
So the younger teams, they were good, but nothing like what Dudley's done.
Yeah, my ninth grade year, I was with High Point Andrews, and I played JV out there, and then we went 9-1. We lost our conference championship to Culver. I'd say Dudley High School has been the most successful place I've been.
I hadn't got the calculator here, but maybe we do it in our head. Dudley won 15 last year, won 15 straight to win the title. This year, you guys are so 22 consecutive games. That's not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Probably should make more about that too, because then we made a lot about it back when Northern had their long run going years ago, and Page had their run going when they did well. But theirs kind of changed quickly. But you guys, 22 straight, that's not bad at all.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Again, a favorite class at Dudley?
My favorite class is world history.
Good stuff. Any big events you've looked back on this semester in world history, things you look back on you had to study to remember?
That I still remember. It's a lot they teach us in world history, but I say the big event, they go back to the Holocaust.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought that was very interesting to me, and a very sad story. I feel like I could feel the pain that the Jews had, so I always studied that, and she's been very.
Who's the teacher for that class? Who's your teacher there?
Mr. Reed, the Mario Reed.
Gotcha. Good stuff with Darius Graves. Dudley football team. Favorite college football team?
Favorite college football team, Michigan Wolverines.
Wolverines.
Been a big fan of them since I was 7 years old. I just been keeping up with them.
Any chance that you're looking at some teams like Michigan or some of these other teams you may look at to go visit?
Yeah, I looked at Michigan for a little while, but I'd say that my interest is looking forward to Georgia Southern this year.
Not bad. So Georgia Southern should interest in you too then?
Yes, sir.
That's good stuff. Good stuff there. Talking about a favorite college football team. What's your other sport? Other than football, your favorite sport?
I wrestle.
Oh, do you really?
Yes, sir.
Wow, learn a lot of stuff about these guys. You never know. I thought about number 28 just being you were always to me just a return man. You kind of became a runner. So wrestle too. What weight class?
This year I probably wrestled 190, but my sophomore year I had wrestled at 175, I think. I wrestled at 175. It's been a good minute because I'm missing my junior year when I broke my hand. I had to miss out on wrestling too as well.
Wow, so you missed the wrestling last year?
Yes, sir.
Going to be back at it this year?
Yes, sir.
Do you look forward to it? I mean, sometimes wrestling is pretty tough.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough sport, but this probably be the last time I'll be wrestling before I go off to college. It's nothing but memories now. Like my dad said, you'll be wrestling for memories. Look back 5 years from now and say, hey, I did wrestle for a state championship.
Better do it all then. Better do it all. That's a good point. Very good point. Favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, I love candy corn.
Candy corn is always a popular item there, no doubt about that. Here's one for you. Kay Hagan, you've been seeing the TV ads.
Yes,
Kay Hagan, Tom Tillis said they both showed up at your door at the same time, knocked on the door. They're both there standing there. Who would you let in first?
I think I'll let Kay Hagan in first. The woman has to come in.
Ladies first. That's the best way to answer that, too. Not talking about party affiliation, but ladies first.
Yes, sir.
She would come right in. A couple bonus questions. Paige Smith, who do you favor in that game? Have you seen him?
I favor Smith.
Smith?
We played Smith. They played us pretty hard, so I feel like they're going to take this game.
Talked about that first half was pretty tough against Smith. Maybe a 14-7. I don't know if the weather had anything to do with that or not, but it said it was a close first half.
Yes, sir. Well, I think Smith, Smith and Dudley's a big game, and Smith played us pretty hard. They gave us everything that they got.
What about North Carolina and Virginia?
I have Virginia.
Virginia to win that one.
Yes, sir.
It's a big week for Carolina. All this stuff came out in the papers about their paper classes, all this academic fraud activity that came home. I don't know if that gets the athletes pumped up or not, because most of those guys weren't there when this was happening. But again, you like Virginia in this one.
Yes, sir.
All right, what about Seattle Seahawks at the Panthers? That's a big game.
Oh, I feel like the Panthers could come through.
They need it.
I feel like
they need it bad.
Yes, sir. I feel like Cam Newton is going to bring his team together, and they're going to beat Seattle.
They had Seattle beat last year at Carolina.
Yes,
First part, I think it was a 12-7 game. They had them beat then. That's when Seattle won to win the Super Bowl.
Yes, they did.
Tough man to stop the Russell Wilson. Tough man to keep up with there.
Yes, sir.
We got your question in for the Woods of Terror. What network's carrying the World Series? That's a bonus question for you, too. You know which network's carrying the Baseball World Series? Which TV network?
I want to say TBS.
No?
No.
We'll leave it just like that. He finally missed one. We finally stumped him on one. But I'm going to let you get rolling. A lot of good questions, a lot of good work. Number 28, keep up the good work. Wish you the best. Maybe headed toward Georgia Southern for the future. And if you keep running and playing like you've talked tonight, you're going to do well.
Thank you.
And tell your dad, Western Guilford, man. I want to look that guy up. Who was his coach? Remember, does he ever talk about his old coach? Did he play for Charlie Griffin or did he play for Doug Henderson? Do you know?
I want to say he always told me, and I can't. It's on top of my tongue. I can't think of it. He always told me though. Yeah, he always told me, but it's gonna come to me.
Find out who his old coach was, who his old quarterback was. It'd be interesting too. Always check on those things.
Yes, sir.
Keep up the good work.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good to meet you and talk with you. Darius Graves, Dudley Panthers, outstanding job tonight. Learn a lot about Darius and the wrestling team. He's going to grab a wing. Got to get a wing in.